Don't go anywhere, because in this video I want to explain to you why the 2000D or its brother the 4000D is a camera worth checking out in the time of this video. If that sounds interesting to you, I'm Dave from TVR Creators and I make weekly content on the best cameras for creators or hobbyists or just someone who just wants their first camera. If that sounds interesting to you, do not go anywhere. So the 2000D is a really nice camera, a camera I would definitely recommend checking out. Now, why is it cool? Well, it's nice to have something separate from your phone, so you can take really nice photos. You can film with this camera in HD, which is really cool as well. But I personally would recommend one of these cameras as a first photography camera, an entry-level camera. And you can get one of these now for about $350, $400, depending on what comes with it. Now, it tends to come with a kit lens, which is usually 18 to 55mm, which is a really nice little kit lens. It comes off quite nicely. You just press the button. And after it pulls off, there it is, the nice little lens. And let's have a look at the, we can see the sensor just about. And to put it back on, you just attach the dots and off you go, which is really cool. And I can never do it on live TV. I always have to think about it. Hang on, just bear with me for 2 seconds. And then you get that satisfying click noise when you connect the lens to it. Now obviously down the road you can upgrade it with a different lens. I've got this 75 to 300mm, which is really nice for taking sort of more narrow, further away shots, and I've taken some nice photos with this particular lens of family on days out and stuff like that, which is really cool. And what's really cool about this, it has lots of different settings. I highly recommend just put it into manual mode and off you go, which is a great way to start with this particular camera. But obviously you can play around with the sort of sport mode, the flower mode, the, you know, jumping into space mode, as I like to call it. But obviously it had lots of different modes. Obviously you can put it into manual mode and you can go onto the nice screen on the back, play around with shutter speed and ISO to get that really nice photo, whatever photo that you're looking for. And I found this lens is not bad in low light, though obviously you can upgrade it with better lenses down the road, and sometimes it's cheaper to get like the lens that you want rather than getting a brand new camera, so you can save yourself a bit of money sort of doing that. Now, if you're using it for photos, I personally use the LED screen on the back, but you can use the viewfinder, which is really nice, and it does have a nice flash, which I can never get off. It does attach. It does attach. It does attach, but it has to be on, and the battery's dead. But it does have a flash on the top. Obviously, it does have a nice mount on the top, which you can connect a flash to it. It does look like a microphone mount, but obviously it doesn't have a microphone jack. So just bear that in mind if you think you want a video camera. Just bear in mind that sort of video cameras, in the sense of this sort of type of camera, they do cost much more. If you want a mic jack, I would definitely recommend something like the R50 or the R100. Now, what's the difference between the 2000D and the 4000D? Well, you know, sensors, settings, a few little features. This is actually a 24 megapixel camera, where the 4000 is an 18 megapixel camera, which is a bit like their younger brother, the 1300D, which is pretty much a very similar camera. And you can get one of them for a little bit cheaper, get one second hand, that sort of thing. But what's really cool about this camera, well, ultimately it's nice to have something separate from your phone. It doesn't cost the earth. And I know it might sound a lot, £300, but when you think, if you get a proper, you know, if you're looking at something like the R50, for example, which the time of this video is like $750, $800, depending on what day of the week it is, you know, it's double the price. But I would definitely recommend one of these if you want something separate from your phone, take those nice photos. Maybe you're starting a business, you want to take nice photos of your products. And I don't know about you, sometimes it's nice taking photos without your phone going bing, bing, bing all the time. So it's just nice, and it just feels more professional. Now, this is the digital SLR, which basically means it has a single mirror, and it is a little bit bigger, where you compare it to a mirrorless camera. Here it is in all its glory. I try not to drop it because this is my most expensive camera. Mirrorless cameras, see, are a little bit, let's see, you can see they're quite a bit smaller, and you know, they don't do more or less, they just do things differently. And because it's mirrorless, basically means they're smaller. That's the main difference between a mirrorless camera and a digital SLR. So it is older tech. Some people prefer these. Put the questions, put in the comments below then, do you prefer digital SLR or would you rather mirrorless camera? Just be a random question to show you, and why not throw another question into the bag? What sort of camera are you looking at and why? I'll just be really intrigued to know. If you're getting value so far from the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you want to really show your support for the channel, click on the link below and buy us a coffee. It always supports the brand, and as you can see, mine is extremely milky. Value. So honestly, if you have any questions about this camera, I'll do my best to answer them. But what's really cool, some little power tips I'll share with you. I would definitely recommend a spare battery. Obviously the battery does last a while, and you know, my power tip there would be, when you're not using it, just turn it off. I know it sounds daft, but I'm always forgetting to do that. You know, maybe get a nice SD card, an extreme one like 64, 128 gig. I still use 32 gig just because I don't like all my photos. I don't know, if it goes wrong, it doesn't matter as much. You haven't lost as much data. But yeah, to play around with the menu, it's not a touch screen, but you can play around with the back, which is really cool. And I just like these cameras. They just look and feel nice, feel professional, all that sort of jazz. And I just want to say, actually, if you came from the original version of this video, which I did a year or two ago, this is the updated opinion on this camera. So hello to those of you that have done that. But no, I just want to say this camera's a nice little camera, and honestly, if you want something separate from your phone, this is the camera to go and check out, or its smaller brother, the 4000D. I just want to say, in a moment, I'm going to leave you two end cards that are going to leave you with even more value. Go and check them out, and you know what? I'll see you in the next video. Why? Because you guys rock.